Listen up, man, because I'm about to keep it as straight up as a motherfucking stop sign with y'all. You read the title, right? Lust is simply just a symptom of unrefined shakti. Yes, sir, let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. Lust is not some disease, bro. Lust is not some big bad demon that's chasing after you, my guy. Lust is simply just a byproduct, simply just a symptom of unrefined shakti. And you might be wondering, okay, man, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? What is shakti? Why is it unrefined? How do I finally fix it to free myself from lust? Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded, because it's time for you to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, we must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that you, me, and everybody that you see is made up of both masculine and feminine energies. Yes, sir. Let that marinate into your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche, my guy. You, me, and everybody that you see, doesn't matter if they're male or female, has both masculine and feminine energies within them. And when I'm talking about masculine and feminine energies within us, I'm not just talking about it from the scientific angle of hormones when it comes to testosterone and estrogen. I'm talking about the deeper, subtle, spiritual layers of this whole concept. You see, in the ancient Eastern traditions of India, of yoga, this whole concept of masculine and feminine energies was categorized within Shiva being the masculine energy and Shakti being the feminine energy. That is the dichotomy, that is the duality of masculine and feminine polarity. But they didn't just view this in gender. They didn't just view this in the matters of physicality, aka hormones, aka testosterone, aka estrogen. They viewed it on that deeper, subtle, spiritual layer. Understanding that these are forces. There's a masculine force within you. There is a feminine force within you. There is the force of Shiva within you, and there is a force of Shakti within you. And these forces, what they do is alter your consciousness. The feminine force alters your consciousness in a specific manner, and the masculine force alters your consciousness in a specific manner. So when we look at consciousness from that lens of the ancient Eastern traditions, we look at it from the angle of the chakra system. Now, I know that might sound woo-woo, wah-wah for some of you guys out there, and trust me, I was like that too, but let me break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. You see, your spine is your central axis of life. What do I mean by that? Your nervous system runs through your motherfucking spine. This is how you perceive reality, through the brain and through the nervous system. These motherfuckers back then knew that shit, and they broke it down in an occultic and anatomical matter with the chakra system. These aren't just floating random colors and balls in your spine. These are planes of consciousness that run along your spine, because of course where your spine resides is where the nervous system runs through. This is how you perceive reality, depending on the plane of consciousness that you're in. And depending on what force, the masculine or feminine force, is overpowering this system of the chakras, you will be either up in the higher planes towards Shiva or down in the lower planes and consumed by Shakti. So let me break it down even more. You see, we have 7 chakras, 7 planes of consciousness within the traditional tantric chakra system. There is the Muladhara, there is the Svadhisthana, there is the Manipura, there is the Anahata, there is the Vishuddhi, there is the Ajna, and there is the Sahasrara. In plain English, I'm talking about the root chakra, I'm talking about the sacral, I'm talking about the solar plexus, I'm talking about the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. These 3 up here of the crown, the third eye, and the throat, that is the realm of Shiva. That is the masculine force. The masculine force is opposite of what the modern world has probably told you. The masculine force is all about passivity, not activity. When you feel ready to go conquer the world, you got a fucking boner after you wake up in the morning, you're just charged up with energy, charged up to go act into the world. That is not masculine energy. That is not masculine energy. In this perspective, in this angle and view of reality, that is Shakti. That is the feminine force. The higher three chakras that we just talked about, again, Ajna, the Sahasrara, and the Vishuddhi, these are the contemplative states. This is where you are detached from the gross, dense realms of reality, aka the physical body. The higher you go up on the spine, the higher your consciousness is rooted along the spine, the less dense and physical you become, the less active you become, and the more passive you become. Go take a look at the monks, go take a look at the mystics, go take a look at the sages, the sadhus, the yogis. That is embodiments of pure masculinity. They sit up in the Shiva states. And this is why these men don't really have issues with lust. This is why these men don't have too much of an issue with desires, because they're detaching from desires. They're going away from Shakti and they're going towards Shiva. They're going away from the feminine and going towards the masculine. They are becoming more passive. And when I say passive, I'm not talking about they're just lazy and they don't fucking do nothing. When I mean passive is that they are not allowing their consciousness to be pulled outwards into the world. They're not letting their desires, they're not letting their compulsions to pull them outward, pull their consciousness outward to acting in the world. They're taking their energy, their prana, their attention, their focus inwards and upwards. What Shakti wants to do is pull it outwards and downwards. So again, the higher three chakras, masculinity, contemplation, meditation, detaching from the physical body and getting closer to your subtle body, aka your spirit and your soul. Again, go take a look at the sadhus, the sages, the yogis, the monks, the mystics. They're not worried about how big their biceps are. They don't care about what Bugatti they drive. They don't care about all these things on the material world, because their consciousness is aimed and geared and shifted towards the masculine states of contemplation and meditation. They're focused on the spiritual side of reality. And I'm not saying you have to do that. But what I'm telling you is that is the pure embodiment of people that are operating in that masculine state. Now we take a good look on the other side of the spectrum, the other pole, which is Shakti. That is the realms of the Muladhara, aka your root chakra, the Svadhisthana, aka your sacral chakra, and we have the Manipura, aka your solar plexus. That is Shakti's realm. That is the feminine force. This is all about activity. When you're in the Muladhara, when you're in the root chakra, when you're in the sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana, when you're in the Manipura, the solar plexus, your consciousness is geared towards survival, sex, and status. It's more towards its primal, dense, gross, material ambitions. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with survival, sex, or status. But the whole point of what we're trying to talk about right here is when your consciousness is being consumed by Shakti, that feminine force that is pulling your consciousness outwards and downwards, that is when lust comes about. Lust is not something that comes about and it takes over you in that manner. You are letting lust essentially start to manifest when you have no idea about what Shakti is, what Shiva is, what's the masculine force, what's the feminine force. The feminine force is simply just dragging you down and outwards, always making you want to go be active. This is why when you practice semen retention, you practice celibacy in the manner that it's supposed to be practiced as an actual tool to help you transcend up to the higher realms, up to Shiva. What you are doing is practicing a form of renunciation, of asceticism. You are becoming more passive. When you practice semen retention, yes, you might get more energy because you're not depleting your Shakti, but what you are trying to do as a whole is to become more passive, to rid yourself of these compulsions that are constantly pulling your consciousness downward to the sex center and pulling it outward into releasing. When you have too much Shakti and you are not actually controlling it, this is what happens. You become a slave to your senses. You become a slave to sex. You become a slave to your stomach. You become a slave to the material world. Your body and brain have now become a prison for your consciousness. That is what's happening. And that's what we're breaking down right now. A lot of people out there, when it comes to semen retention content, will tell you that lust is some fucking demon that's running after you. That it's the devil, Satan, it's some sin. It's not. You just don't know how to fucking use your own energy. You don't know how to actually alter your own consciousness. This is the difference between the Dharmic traditions of the East and the Western traditions of Abrahamic faiths, of Islam, of Judaism, of Christianity. It's totally different. One side of the coin, you are taught to master yourself. The other one, you're taught to run away from sin. You can't run away from Shakti unless you literally self-delete yourself. You can never run away from Shakti. You have to learn how to refine Shakti. And you have been born into a day and age called Kali Yuga within the yogic traditions, because in the yogic traditions, time goes in cycles. It doesn't go linear. It's not progressive. It goes in cycles. We're in a cycle called Kali Yuga. This is where your consciousnness, everyone's consciousness, naturally spawns in the Muladhara, in Shakti's realm. It's just naturally there. When you load up your game called life, when you open up Fortnite, when you open up Call of Duty Black Ops, you are spawning in this realm. Your consciousness is spawned in this state, in this plane, where you have basically become a slave to Shakti the day you were born. And most people will die as a slave to Shakti. And again, when I say slave to Shakti, I'm talking about a slave to that feminine force that is dragging your consciousness downwards and outwards. Survival, sex, status, biceps, bitches, and Bugattis. Most people are slaves to the material world. Most people are slaves to chasing dopamine in the material world. You look at the sages, the sadhus, the mystics, the monks, they have broken their game. They're not a slave to anything. They have found true bliss within themselves because they've brought their energy where? Inward and upwards. When your energy is naturally going downwards and outwards, that process creates lust. Lust doesn't create that. Lust is a byproduct of this. So when you're born as a slave to Shakti, that feminine force, again, think about it like this. Your consciousness is basically like a balloon in a stream. This one stream is pulling it upwards, the other stream is pulling it downwards. The stream that's pulling it downwards is stronger in today's day and age, in Kali Yuga. It's just way stronger. So it's just pulling it down, pulling it down, pulling it down. Every time you try to rise up, pulling it down. And it gets stuck in the Shakti states. Again, those states of consciousness on the chakra system are the Muladhara, the Svadhisthana, and the Manipura. You are stuck in those states. There's like a lid on your consciousness, on your spine. You can't go any further. Because your energy, your prana, your life force is being depleted every time it's being dragged downward and what? Outward. Downward, outward. Even this whole fucking motion, bro. Look at it. I'm not trying to be sus, but downwards and outwards. When you're beating your shit. When you're wanking your meat. Downwards and outwards. That energy, not just your seminal energy, your just whole consciousness is being pulled downwards and outwards, downwards, outwards, downwards, outwards. The way for you to actually transcend lust is to take that energy, bring it back inwards and upwards, inwards and upwards. Most people only bring it inwards, and inevitably it's pulled back down and out. In, down, out. What do I mean by that? Most people, again, hear people online talking about semen retention, celibacy, and no fap, and all the benefits, and this and that. They only tell you the inward part. Hey man, you just gotta retain for 90 days, and this will happen, and you. What about the upward part? Oh man, you just gotta work out and doing this and doing that. Guess what? You're becoming more active by doing that. And there's nothing wrong with working out. I do believe that that's a good part of transmutating this energy. But what you are missing, what most people are missing, is a contemplative practice, a meditative practice to bring their energy upwards. And the way you bring that energy upwards is to become more passive to the pulls that are bringing it downwards. This is why when you practice renunciation, what we are doing when we go on a semen retention streak or whatever it is. I don't even like using the word streak, semen retention, all that shit. You are just practicing brahmacharya, you're practicing celibacy. What you are doing is disengaging your consciousness from that stream that's pulling it down and out. From shakti, you're refining it. Now this current that's so, basically think of that current that's of shakti that is pulling you down and out is so fucking torrential right now. It's so overpowered right now that this current, it literally can't bring you up at all. You need to lessen this one and upgrade this one. You need to bring it into balance. You need to get, right now your Shiva states, the masculine states, the higher planes of consciousness are dormant. That current is weak as fuck. The more you disengage from Shakti, the more the Shiva element starts to rise. And you want to get into a nice balance. You don't want to be all Shiva and you don't want to be all Shakti. Right now, we're basically all Shakti. Most of you guys don't have to worry about getting overpowered on Shiva yet. We live in Kali Yuga. This is how it is. You need to bring it into balance. And the way you bring it to balance is not by raising Shakti, Shiva all the way up to the states of Shakti. That's not possible. Right now, this is 30%, 70%. You only got 100%. How do you bring it to balance? You get it 50-50. You don't bring 70 to 70, make it 140. You don't got enough room with a gas tank. You need to bring this down and let that rise up naturally. That's what you do when you practice renunciation. Whether it's through fasting, whether it's through semen retention, whether it's through celibacy, whether it's through meditation, whatever it is. What you are trying to do is refine that Shakti. Instead of it being so like crazy, you slow it down. And the way you refine it is by matching it with the Shiva, with the masculine. You see what I'm saying? You picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? This is some real deal game. This is some real deal sauce. You don't be hearing this shit. You don't be hearing this shit when it comes to semen retention and celibacy. You're just taught, hey man, just retain your seed for 90 fucking days. Don't bust a nut. This, and that will happen to you. Fuck no, it's not, man. You're just holding it in. You haven't brought it up at all. At all. What the fuck is the point? You're still stuck in that state of lust. Yes, you might have a 90-day semen retention streak, but your consciousness is still thinking about bitches, still thinking about girls, still thinking about boobs, still thinking about ass. This is why many people, when they practice semen retention, get obsessed with female attention, female attraction. These people are still stuck in lust because they have not transcended and rose their consciousness up the spine. Because just taking back the power ain't enough. This practice is about taking back the power, taking it back inwards. What are you going to do on the second step? What is the next practice of rising it upwards? It's a two-part process, inwards, upwards, to counteract the downwards and outwards. Inwards, upwards, downwards, outwards. Shakti is downwards and outwards, which there is a time and place to do, but right now, your consciousness is stuck in downwards, outwards. There is no balance. There is no balance. So you must focus solely right now on inwards and upwards, on getting towards Shiva, getting towards the masculine states, getting towards the higher planes of consciousness. Of course, the bottom planes, the root, is still important along this journey. You can't neglect it, but right now your focus, your aim should be towards going inwards and upwards. If you just go in, guess what's going to happen? All that energy is going to be siphoned in, pulled back in, but inevitably siphoned back down and out. So what's the point? What's the point of having a 1,000,000-day semen retention streak if you're still karmically compulsed to lust? This whole practice is to help you transcend that point, to help you transcend lust. Not by killing lust, not by covering your face every time that you see women, not by believing it's a sin, but by allowing yourself to not be pulled down and out if you see a girl with a bikini on. If you scroll through Instagram and you see these OnlyFans models. Your goal on this practice should not be how many days of semen retention that you get. Your goal should be to refine shakti so you're not being dragged downwards and outwards. Imagine we just put you in a room right now. You don't see any phone for the next 14 years of your life. You don't go outside at all, and you are basically forced to retain your seat for that many years. Yes, you're on a 14-year semen retention streak, celibacy streak, but the moment you step outside, and see a girl, your conscience pulled downwards and outwards. And you stored up a lot of prana, so it's gonna go downwards and it's gonna make a fucking explosion outwards. So what's the point? Do you see what I'm saying? Break free from this stupid idea of streaks. Break free from this stupid idea of not looking at girls and this and that, and oh, you're still worried about how much attraction that you're getting, but these girls are coming after you to steal your semen and succubus and all. That's all dumb, retarded shit that these people will tell you online, and a lot of people fall for it. A lot of people fall for it because they're fucking stupid. I'm being completely honest with y'all. Completely honest with y'all, and I don't blame y'all because I got food for this shit. But now I'm into the depths and the trenches of the tantric sciences of what this practice actually comes from, where it originates from. Not from the Bible, not from the Quran, not from the Torah. It's from the tantric sadhaks, the sadhus, the sages from the East that have broken down this practice like a brick for us on how we can use our life force energy as a tool to transcend beyond the confines that keep us bound to the material world, keep us bound to a slave of our senses, keeps us bound into the prison of our brain and body. Right now, your brain and body have become a prison for your consciousness, for your soul, for your spirit, whatever you want to call it. And the world around you, Maya, the matrix, the illusion, whatever you want to call it, knows that, and they use it against you. This is why they put pornography in front of you. This is why they put promote hookup culture, promiscuity, all that shit. Not because pornography is inherently evil. Someone that has refined their shakti can look at pornography and not be pulled downwards and outwards. So is it evil? No. You are just in a state where it's too much for you. You must remove yourself from it. This is why you don't watch porn right now. This is why you don't go try dating girls and be in this promiscuous scene in the clubs and all that shit. Because it's going to pull you downwards and outwards. That poison is too fucking strong for you. But the whole goal is not to remove yourself completely. It's to be able to take back control over where your consciousness is at. Because you can get stuck up in the higher states too as well. Go take a good look at the hippies. Go take a good look at the new age people. They're all talking about peace, love, light, happiness. I'm telling you right now, that ain't spiritual at all. You're just stuck up in here, just like a degenerate is stuck up in their ball sack. So the whole goal of the entire spiritual path, which semen retention and celibacy is a part of, is right now on the journey of self-mastery, the right-hand path, which is the what the tantrics call dakshinachara, ascending yoga, where you're trying to go from the lower parts of the spine, the lower planes of consciousness, shakti, up to Shiva. What the whole goal is to take back control over each plane of consciousness. Shakti has a natural pull, gravitational pull to take you downwards and outwards. You're trying to reverse that and bring it inwards and upwards. This is why you're practicing semen retention. This is why you're practicing celibacy. It's not to see how many days you get. It's not to even see any of the benefits. That is the benefit, for you to control your consciousness. If you don't want to be played by the game of life, you better learn how to play the game of the spine. That's a bar. Write it down, motherfucker. If you don't want to be played like a pawn on the chessboard by the game of life, by the matrix, by the Maya, by the illusion that's using all your desires, your innate primal instincts against you, because they know that you are not refining your shakti, so they put all the things that inflame shakti within you to drag you downwards and outwards. to make you keep chasing on this hamster wheel of desires, this hedonistic hamster wheel. If you don't want that to happen, you better learn how to shift up and down the motherfucking spine. This is what self-mastery is all about, motherfucker. Not self-improvement. When we talk about semen retention in that angle of just getting the benefits, that's a self-improvement habit. I don't give a damn about that. If you're part of this channel, this community, you know for a damn fact, I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a single fuck about what benefits come with this practice. I've been on this practice for too long to understand that shit don't even matter. This is the only thing that matters. And it might sound dogmatic, but I'm breaking down the truth for y'all. For the real aspirants, for the real spiritual savage, for the real people that want to break free from this cycle of chasing after dopamine, whether it's through lust, whether it's through hunger, whether it's through mindless entertainment, junk food, social media, all that shit, status, biceps, bitches, Bugattis, survival, sex, and status. If you want to break free from that motherfucking cycle of chasing dopamine all the time, you got to realize that all these things, all these addictions are simply just byproducts and symptoms of unrefined shakti. The way you refine shakti is to bring back the balancing point, the balancing force to it, which is Shiva, which is the masculine, which is getting your consciousness towards the higher planes. Again, you have a natural gravitational pull right now in Kali Yuga that if you don't do anything, your consciousness is going to be pulled downwards and outwards, downwards and outwards. That's naturally where it's going to go. Gravity. If I pick this sleeve up, it's going to go downwards. That's your consciousness. Downwards. Downwards. If I let go of this, it's going upwards. No, I got to fucking grab this, chuck it up, right? I got to actually do some shit. But while you're doing some shit, even though it is active, it is an active process of practicing semen retention. Inevitably, what you're trying to do is become more passive. The more passive you become is how you, as an individual, consciously speaking, can release yourself and disengage your consciousness from that natural gravitational pull downwards and outwards. Through fasting, through celibacy, through meditation, is to get away from the gross, from the dense, from the physical body. You're not listening to those desires anymore. You're shutting it the fuck up. You're telling Shakti, shut your fucking mouth. Shut the fuck up. You've been controlling me my entire life. I'm gonna bring it back into control myself by going to the masculine, by going to Shiva. That is the journey of self-mastery. That is the right-hand path of ascending yoga, of Dakshinachara. This is what we talk about over here on this channel. Not just about semen retention, but the entire journey of self-mastery as a whole, of the right-hand path, of Dakshinachara, of ascending yoga. This is what we break down over here, my guy. This is what we break down over on the main channel, The Philosopher. Matter of fact, if you don't know about the main channel yet, bro, you are missing out, my guy, as it starts raining. But it's beautiful, so I'm out here spitting this game still. Over on the main channel is where we cook up all of our content that is in a cinematic format. I'm talking about every time you click on a video over on the main channel, it's basically like you watching a goddamn movie. With all the nice clean cut edits, we got the scripted content, we got podcasts, we got spiritual text summaries, all that good stuff, man. Over here on this channel, this is the second channel. Some of y'all didn't even know that. The Philosopher Files is my second channel. We're out here in the field, in the flesh, in the rain, dropping y'all that game. You dig what I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking up the dome. This is what we do all of our content like over here, man. Raw, uncut, authentic, unfiltered. So if you enjoy that, like we're having a podcast, like we're talking mano a mano on FaceTime, that's what we cook it up over here. But over on the main channel, again, you're getting that cinematic experience. We're still talking about the same topics. We're still breaking down the same concepts. We're still uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery, but from a whole different angle. So maybe you enjoy that channel more than this channel. Maybe you enjoy this channel more than that channel, but you won't know. Maybe you like the best of both worlds and you combine them together, The Philosopher and The Philosopher Files. But if you haven't tapped into the main channel yet, man, you are missing out. Get up on some motherfucking game stream out here looking like a lame. You dig what I'm saying? You can find a link to the main channel, The Philosopher, in the description box down below. Just click that, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there, you can subscribe, get up on some game, and stop being a motherfucking lame. You dig what I'm saying? So again, underneath also the description box, or the link in the description box to my main channel, you'll find a link to my Instagram. If you ever want to talk about these different types of topics, chop it up about these different types of concepts, my DMs are always open. Do not be shy. Slide, shoot your shot. Do not do it in that way. I don't ride like that, but pause. Shoot your boy a message. Do not be shy. We'll talk about all these topics in depth and in detail within the DMs. And also follow me on there. Connect with me on there. See all the content that we're posting on that platform as well. But again, description box down below, you can see the main channel link as well as the Instagram link right there. But like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, the second channel, The Philosopher Files right here. Again, in the field, in the flesh, under the rain. Dropping out that game, all the stuff that we talk about over on the main channel. The Philosopher, again, description box down below. All the stuff that we talk about on the private Patreon community. Matter of fact, I got to take a quick pause to give a shout out to the fucking private Patreon community right now. Look, man, most people have already clicked off this video. Most people cannot understand what the fuck I'm saying. Most people can't pick up what the fuck I'm putting down. But you still here, motherfucker. You still here. Most people got triggered by the way I talk. Most people aren't real spiritual savages like you are. Yes, you. Yeah, you motherfucker. If you still here, you are what I like to call a spiritual savage. You're about this life. You're not just doing semen retention. You're not just practicing celibacy for the benefits, for the surface level benefits of female attraction, 90-day streak. You're trying to overcome compulsions and take back control over your own consciousness. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired on this hamster wheel of hedonism, of being essentially consumed by shakti. You're trying to break free from this cycle. Because you know there is something deeper to life than just survival, sex, and status. You know that there's something deeper to just pursuing biceps, bitches, and Bugattis, like the modern day alpha pill, red pill guys, the fucking top G's will tell you. You know there's something deeper to your nature, to this existence. And this is why you are a true aspirant of this path. You're about this life. You're serious about self-mastery. I know it. I can tell it. I can smell it. Well, if you're one of those motherfuckers, I'm going to need you right now. Because look, man, I'm in the rain. I'm still out here spinning this game. At least do this favor for me. Go find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in the bathroom. I don't care if it's in the car window of somebody else's car. Stare through that window. Look at him, making him uncomfortable. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care if it's in the selfie camera of your phone. Take a good, hard look in the closest mirror to you. Come on now, I'll wait. I can wait all day. Because I need you to really take a good, hard look at that man that's staring right into your eyes and staring right into your soul when you look into that mirror. Come on now. Take a good mental picture. Really let it marinate in your mind. Really let it sink into your psyche. Really analyze that man that's staring right into your eyes, that's staring right into your soul when you look into that mirror, because I need you to realize that you're doing him, not me. That motherfucker that's staring right into your eyes and right into your soul when you look into that mirror, a huge motherfucking disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet if you're someone who's truly serious about this path of self-mastery. Because look, man, if you enjoy the content that we're cooking up over here on this channel, if you enjoy the content that we're cooking up over on the main channel, The Philosopher, again, description box down below, your mind is going to be blown with the type of information and knowledge that we're cooking up over on the private Patreon community. I'm talking about exclusive videos that you ain't gonna find on this channel, you ain't gonna find on the main channel. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna find it anywhere else on the internet, because it's a real deal game, real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane. You dig what I'm saying? We are truly uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen over on the private Patreon community, man. So if you're serious about taking this path up to the next level, this is the sauce, the game, and the wisdom you need to succeed, bro. And I'm telling you, man, not only do you get access to a treasure trove of all these exclusive videos by joining up into the private Patreon community, but also access to all of our full guides, all of our in-depth occult lectures, all of our digital libraries, and most importantly, an invitation to the philosopher's circle. Yes, sir, you heard me right. The philosopher circle, not the philosopher's circle. I'm talking about the motherfucking philosopher's circle, my boy, aka our private inner circle community, where you're going to be invited to our private group chat, where you'll be surrounded by other like-minded men, by other true spiritual savage, by other true aspirants of this path of self-mastery that are walking side by side with you up this mountain towards overcoming their compulsions and refining their shakti. If you want to be surrounded with individuals that are about this path just like you, who are going to hold you accountable, who want to see you elevate, and most importantly, want to see you liberate, I'm telling you, man, the philosopher's circle is the place for you, my guy, because this ain't just some group chat. This is also where we host our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Bi-weekly mastermind live calls. We're hopping a live call with me, as well as the community of those like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery, where you'll be receiving personalized guidance. You can ask any question that you want. We can talk about these topics in depth and in detail. We can chop it up at these different concepts in depth and in detail. This is a brotherhood. This is a whole community that wants to see you succeed on this path of self-mastery. So if you're ready to take your life to the next level, you're ready to actually fully immerse yourself into this path of self-mastery, I'm telling you, man, the philosopher's circle is the place for you, my guy, because you probably already heard the saying before. You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around most with. If you hang around with 5 people that are stuck as a slave to the senses, that have unrefined shakti, you're going to be the 6th motherfucker with unrefined shakti. You got to be surrounded with an environment, with the knowledge, with the wisdom that's going to help propel you on this path up the mountain of self-mastery. And I'm telling you, 100% guarantee you that the philosopher's circle is that place for those individuals who are serious about this path. But if you need any more information about the philosopher's circle and the private Patreon community as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment of this video, not the description box. Again, description box is where you find a link to my Instagram and the main channel, The Philosopher. I'm talking about the pinned comment. Let's go in the comment section. There's the first one right there in front of your face, pinned up by me. Click that link in it. You'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can join up as a member of the Philosopher's Circle, and also check out the other services that are provided, such as application forms from our personalized coaching program. If you're someone who's truly serious about this path of overcoming your compulsions, about refining your shakti through the path of self-mastery, going towards Shiva, getting yourself out of this non-stop cyclical loop of the hamster wheel of hedonism, you're ready to dissolve your karmas to discover your dharma. What is dharma, you might be wondering? Your dharma is your destiny. It is your duty. It is what you were brought here to do. It's what you've been designed by the motherfucking divine to do. It's the path that's going to bring you the most fulfillment. It's the path that's also going to allow you to uplift the collective consciousness of humanity in the way that you're supposed to. That nobody else can but you. It's the way you are meant to play your role within this cosmic symphony, cosmic melody that we call life. You must dissolve your karmas to rediscover that. Right now, you see it's raining. I can't see the sun, but I know it's out there. I know it's out there. That is your dharma. That is your destiny. And that's what resides at the highest chakras, where you're beyond physical desires, where you're beyond the compulsive nature of Shakti. When you're at the peak of Shiva, when you're at the summit of the mountain of self-mastery, when you're beyond desires, when you tap into Turaya, as they call it in the yogic traditions, the fourth state of superconsciousness, you come into realization of remembrance to who you are beyond the brain and body, and most importantly, what it is that you were brought here to do, aside from just satisfying the senses. When Shakti rules your life, you're just living life to satisfy your senses, and you build up karmas, compulsions that drag your consciousness downwards and outwards, or downwards, outwards, downwards, outwards. Those are karmas. It's not just doing good deeds and good things will happen to you, or doing bad deeds and bad things will happen to you. Karmas are those ties, those compulsions, those wires that's dragging your consciousness back down and out, down and out. If you want to actually discover your dharma, you must dissolve those karmas. You must cut off those ties. And the way you cut off those ties is to walk in the right-hand path of renunciation, of self-mastery, of dakshinachara. Because when you walk up this path, when we are practicing austerities like semen retention, like celibacy, you start to create something that the yogis call tapas, an inner fire, an inner heat that burns your karmas and allows your consciousness to start raising upwards, 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 upwards to the higher planes where it comes into remembrance of who it is beyond the brain and body. You don't know who you are beyond the brain and body. You have been spawned into this state, into this plane of Shakti, and it's been consuming your entire life and consuming your entire consciousness from the moment you were born. Yes, you can say you have a soul. Yes, you can say you have a spirit. But do you really know? You can have the knowledge, you can understand it, but do you have the gnosis? Can you understand it? You must have first-hand experience of what it's like to live beyond the brain and body, and this is what this path of self-mastery brings you towards. Because when you hit that point, you remove all these clouds that's covering up that Dharma, that sun. The sun is right there, I know it is. Your Dharma is right here, and I know it is. You know it is. You just forgot it. You're stuck in a state of spiritual amnesia. And all those karmas create these clouds. You must wipe away the clouds. Dissolve the karmas to discover your Dharma. Discover your divine potential. But in order for you to do that, you must reclaim back your power through renunciation. And this is what this whole coaching program is about. Dissolving your karmas to discover your Dharma. If you're truly serious about this path of self-mastery, about living in alignment to your destiny, living in alignment to what you were brought here to do. Just like a bird is meant to fly and a fish is meant to swim, you were brought here for a specific reason that nobody else can replace. Nobody. And it's going to bring you the most fulfillment. You won't have to be chasing for dopamine anymore. If you want to live in alignment to your Dharma, I'm telling you, man, this coaching program for you, because I don't know your Dharma. But what I knew for damn sure is how to dissolve your karmas. Nobody knows your Dharma but you. But you. You just have to remember it through the right-hand path of renunciation, of self-mastery. So if you're ready to take your life to the next level, again, shoot your boy an application and we'll see if your entry meets the qualifications for this coaching program. But if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track, that's what we got our consultation calls for too as well. You can book one, again, today, right now, by clicking the link posted in the pinned comment of this video. Just click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there, you can pick and choose whether it's joining up into the Philosopher's Circle, applying to the coaching program, booking a consultation call. You can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, man, all this stuff that we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community especially, and especially within my personalized coaching program, is for you to master yourself, is for you to disengage from that unconscious pull downwards and outwards, to refine your Shakti. If you truly want to transcend lust, instead of just hitting a number of days and streaks on semen retention, this is what it requires. For you to go inwards with the energy, but most importantly, bring it upwards. Because you're never going to transcend lust if you don't replace this desire with your Dharma. There's nothing wrong with sex, survival, status. But when it becomes your ultimate desire in life, that's when Shakti rules your life. And that's how the world rules you. The world rules you because your Shakti rules you. It's just playing off that. The Matrix can't make you a slave to the senses. It's using your own, it knows your consciousness. And it's using it, and it's putting traps in the way that will just naturally pull you into deeper and deeper descent, where you're just basically a slave to the senses, where you're living life chasing dopamine, but never finding true fulfillment. Because no matter how much cars, money, clothes, or hoes that you have, doesn't matter how much sex that you get, doesn't matter how much survival that you got, doesn't matter how much status, doesn't matter how much biceps, bitches, or Bugattis, whatever it is, you will never truly find fulfillment within yourself by playing this game. You see, the brain and body are meant to be tools to help transform and bring and manifest your spirit, Dharma, and destiny into the world. It's tools meant to do that. That's what it's supposed to do. It's not meant to rule your life. Right now, your brain and body are prisons for the soul. You must turn them back into order, which is tools to help you transform your life and transform other people's lives. Again, I don't know your dharma. Your dharma could be becoming a doctor, could be becoming a dentist, could be becoming a YouTuber, could be becoming an entrepreneur, could be becoming whatever. What I do know for damn sure is how to dissolve your karmas, because that's all you got to do. You don't got to go looking for the sun if it's raining right now. I know it's there. I just got to clear up these clouds. I just got to clear up that karma to discover my dharma, to rediscover my dharma. And the way you do that is not by being deeper into shakti, which creates more clouds, creates more karmas. It's about disengaging from it and walking the right-hand path of self-mastery towards Shiva. That's how you overcome lust, is you replace it with what brings you true love, your dharma, your destiny. That's what you've been missing out your entire life. And that's what the world wants to keep you away from. This dharma is up in the higher chakras, up in the higher planes of consciousness, where you're beyond physical desires. If you're beyond physical desires, what's left? Your soul's dharma, your spirit's mission, what you were actually brought here to do, what's going to bring you the most fulfillment in life. That's what you're looking for. Before you can actually pursue that dharma, you must discover it. And in order for you to discover it, you must dissolve that karma. The reason why you have lust is because you have become a slave to shakti, and as a symptom, as a byproduct, lust forms. Because when you are consumed by shakti, your consciousness is consumed in the state of always going outward, downwards and outwards, always going out into the world, activity, activity, activity. You can, again, get all the cars, money, clothes, the hose, you can have all the material things, but it's a bottomless pit. You need more, you need more, you need more, you need more. That's why I'm saying you become a slave to shakti. You will never satisfy it. You can't satisfy the senses. That's not what the body and brain is meant to do. The body and brain is meant to uphold and help you pursue the purpose of the soul, the spirit, the dharma, the destiny. Things have been flipped. There's a great quote from Osho. He states that the mind can either be a beautiful servant or a horrible master. I like to take that quote and then expand it. The brain and body can either become horrible or beautiful servants that help uplift the mission of the soul, or they can become horrible masters that suffocate your spirit. And that's what's going on right now. Shakti is suffocating your spirit. And it's not her fault. It's not the feminine force fault. It's your fault. And it's not your fault in the sense that you're doing something wrong. You're unconsciously unaware of this shit. They don't teach you this shit in school. People don't tell you this shit online. You got to go to the fucking ancient texts to get this awesome wisdom. You see what I'm saying? My dharma, my destiny for the time being is to help revive this ancient wisdom, this ancient knowledge, this ancient dharma of the East that has been lost in today's day and age, and bring it back into the modern day world in a more applicable and practical manner for you, the modern day man, to apply into your life to make that shift yourself. Everything that I'm saying is not something that I just made up. I am not making this shit up. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. I promise you, I ain't that smart. I can't make up these terms. I've just done the research. I've been digging into this shit for years, man. Because the sages, the sadhus, the yogis, the real awakened masters of time, all throughout human history, have laid down the blueprint, the divine blueprint of how mankind can realign themselves back with the divine, back with their dharma. They knew Kali Yuga was going to happen, and they knew the process of how you can reclaim back your sovereignty through the esoteric science of self-mastery. I'm just breaking it down like a motherfucking brick for y'all to make it more practical, make it more applicable for you guys to walk this path. So if you're resonating with this video, what I need you to understand, better yet understand, is that you resonate with the motherfucking message. Not just a messenger. Maybe the way I break it down is the only way that clicks for you. But at the end of the day, you resonate with the message. It is speaking to your soul. And why? I don't know why. I don't know how. Maybe some of the karmas that you dissolved in past lifetimes have put you in a better position in this lifetime to actually punch in your one-way ticket in this incarnation towards spiritual liberation. I don't know, maybe that's the case. But I want you to understand that this means that you're ready to walk the right-hand path of self-mastery. You're ready to realize who you are beyond the brain and body. You're ready to realize who it is and what it is that you're brought here to do, aside from just satisfying the senses. You're ready because most people would have already clicked off this video by now. I always say this to people that watch this channel in specific, the second channel, The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, no more rain, but I'm still dropping that game. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? Most people can't watch a video for this long. But you still here. You guys are more spiritually advanced. You guys are more consciously advanced than most people. I'm not saying that you're better than anyone because you watch this channel. This ain't some new age spiritual bullshit that you're a chosen one because you practice semen retention and watch my channel. Fuck no, you're not. You ain't special, but you're in a good position to understand what the fuck I'm saying, to pick up what the fuck I'm putting down. That ain't by accident. That ain't by accident. This is not by accident. You're ready to make that leap of faith into the unknown, up the mountain, disengage from what you've always known, which is slavery to Shakti. By no means is walking up this path easy. This is a razor's edge path because you're basically disengaging from all the things that you've been programmed by society, by the matrix, by the Maya, by the illusion to pursue. Survival, sex, and status is seen as the end-all, be-all in life. All the alpha pill, top G guys are telling you biceps, bitches, and Bugattis is what's going to make you happy in life. You're saying, no, that's not. And I know that's not. I'm going to go away from it. You're going to have karmic compulsions that are you're going to want to drag you the fuck back down. Shakti wants you to bring you back into her little jail. Your consciousness is in a battlefield. None of this shit is evil, but it's got a fucking death grip on you. And the world is using it against you. Only you can master yourself. Only you can walk up that mountain. And you still staying here in this video shows you're ready for it. It ain't gonna be easy, but you're ready for it. And what the fuck else are you gonna do? You just watched me yap out here for damn near an hour straight and you're not gonna go walk up the mountain? What the fuck is wrong with you? I know I'm entertaining and I know I look good, but god damn it, man. You didn't just sit out, watch me yap for an hour straight, basically, for no fucking reason. No, because you resonate with the message. It's speaking to your soul, but I need you to realize that just understanding this ain't enough. Understanding is knowledge that's up in the head. I need you to understand this, which is gnosis that resides in the heart. You need to go from the head to the heart. And the only way you do that is through first-hand experience. You can watch me talk on the next video, on the next video, on the next video. And be like, god damn, wow, man, this guy's really spitting game. For my motherfucking brain, you dig what I'm saying? But I'm still addicted to sex. Still addicted to survival. Still want the biceps, bitches, and Bugattis. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't know what the fuck it is that you truly want in life. You've been told that you want this. Some of y'all want to become yogis, sages, sadhus. Some of y'all don't want to do anything with this biceps, bitches, and Bugatti shit. I have no fucking desire in that. But I was pursuing all that bullcrap too. The only way you'll understand it is by going away from it. And then you'll realize, is this my dharma? Or you'll realize, that's not my true dharma. My true dharma is something else. This is what's gonna bring me fulfillment. I don't wanna play a game that I'm always gonna lose. What's the point of playing a game that you're always gonna lose? Think about it. Cars, clothes, money, hoes, if you're still not happy, you're still not fulfilled, what's the point of it then? You're playing a game that even when you win, you lose. The only way you win in this game of life is your dharma. Don't matter how good a bird gets at swimming, it's meant to fucking fly. That's the only way it'll win. Don't matter how good a fish can crawl on land. It needs to be in the water to fucking win. You need to find your dharma to win in life. And when I say win, I mean get out of this cycle of samsara, this cycle of reincarnation that brings you over and over and over and over and over into this bullshit. Because you have not broken free from the chains or shackles of Shakti. Shakti is not evil. The feminine force is not evil, but right now it's overpowering you. It's over-consuming you. I need you to get firsthand experience of what it means to break free from it. Not just from lust, but from the entire perspective. Lust is simply, again, just a symptom of this. Other things are just a symptom of this. The real root of the problem is unrefined shakti. Unrefined shakti starts to build up spiritual amnesia, build up those clouds, build up those karmas, and it traps you in this cycle of pursuing things that only satisfy your senses but never truly nourish your soul. If you're trying to break free from this, again, bro, you can watch the next video, just like self-improvement guys watch video after video after video, read book after book after book when it comes to self-help, yet never actually take action. They're called mental masturbators, but I'm calling you right now a spiritual masturbator if that's what you're gonna do. I know this ain't easy, and I especially know the whole journey of transcending lust ain't easy. But look, man, if you have not tapped into the Art of Retention ebook written by yours truly yet, bro, you're missing out. Come on now, man. You're missing out on the main channel. You're missing out on the Philosopher's Circle on the Patreon. You're missing out on the motherfucking coaching program. You're missing out on the consultation calls. Now the goddamn ebook. Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is a free. Yes, sir, you heard me. Not 3. I'm talking about free. Not 3. Not Steph Curry for 3. I'm talking about FREE for the free ski, for the free 99 ebook that goes in depth and in detail to everything you need to succeed on this path of semen retention, using as a tool to alter your consciousness, to go inwards and upwards, not just to hit how many days. A full guide, a great initiatory guidebook, totally for free for all the spiritual aspirants to actually use this practice. Because lust, let's keep it a buck, is one of the biggest poisons that's pulling you down and out, down and out. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a stack. Sexual compulsion is very strong. Shakti is a very big proponent of that. If you want to reverse this, this is why you practice semen retention. This is why you practice celibacy, to get closer to Shiva. You see what I'm saying now? Totally different angle from most people telling you that do this because of the benefits of semen. We talk about the benefits in the book, but that's saying the main goal. The main goal is dharma, always. Always, to dissolve your karmas, to discover your dharma. Because you can't win in life without that shit. If you want to win in life, if you want to be a winner, that's why I'm saying this is the path I speak to the spiritual savages that want to win in this game of life. Not just settle for, oh man, survival, sex, and status is good enough. Bro, if that's all you were meant to do, man, I'm telling you, you would have came here as an animal. You would have incarnated as an animal. That's what an animal is meant to do. That's the animal, that's the dharma of a dog. You're brought here for something deeper, for something bigger, for something better. That's why you always will feel empty if you don't pursue that dharma. But first, you need to dissolve the karmas to discover what it is. Semen retention celibacy is a tool for this path. And again, with the ebook, you actually understand how to actually apply it in the proper manners. So if you have not tapped into the Art of Retention ebook yet, just right now go on the main channel. Again, description box down below. Matter of fact, just go in the YouTube search bar, type in how to succeed on semen retention. You'll find a full video guide on my main channel right there. Click that link, watch the full video. It goes in depth and in detail to all these tools, tips, and techniques. But also within the video, you'll get the information and instructions on how you can download your free copy of the Art of Retention ebook right here today, which goes even more in depth and more in detail than the motherfucking ebook. And look, man, if you're dyslexic, you're retarded, you got ADHD, you can't fucking read, your boys got you covered with a full audio series of the Art of Retention ebook over on the main channel. Again, the Philosopher. Go in the playlist section right there for you, Art of Retention audio series. You can pop it in while you're driving, while you're walking, while you're doing whatever, so you can get up on some game and not be out here looking like a lame. You dig what I'm saying? There's no excuse now. You got all the content on this channel, over on the main channel. You got the fucking Art of Retention ebook. And if you're ready to take it deeper to the next layer, to the next level, because you're a true spiritual savage, you got the Patreon right there for you, the coaching program. You got consultation calls, all that good stuff. Again, post in the pinned comment of this video. There's no excuse. It's time to produce. You know now that lust is a symptom, a byproduct of unrefined Shakti. It ain't some demon coming after you. It ain't some sin that's just coming out of nowhere that you must repent to Jesus or this or that. Fuck no, it's not. It's this current that has become too strong. You must regain balance from it by bringing the opposing force, the balancing force of Shiva, by walking the right hand path, by going up the spine, by taking that energy inwards, but most importantly, upwards. The reason why you need to take the energy inwards is because you need the prana to go upwards. Just having the prana in don't mean shit. It's inevitably going to go down and out. You need to go in and up. This is what this practice is all about, and this is what the true spiritual savage does on this path. Self-mastery ain't going to do it itself, bro. You got to do it. You got to do it. Lust ain't going to go away by itself just because you had a 1,000,000-day semen retention streak. You got to transcend. You got to shift your consciousness, or that feminine force is naturally going to pull you down and out. How much more simple do I got to put it? It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping all that game so you guys can make these gains. I'm out of here. Peace.